Okay, what's going on, guys? Today we were supposed to be taking this car out to the drag strip, and I went outside and made a couple pulls last night and noticed that I couldn't get no fuel pressure. As you guys know, I've been struggling with fuel pressure for a while now.
Subscribe now.
The pump has finally taken a dump. Usually this thing is screaming at idle. And you can really hear it, pushing the fuel. Now it's pretty well silent. And it's just, if the car is off and the key is on, you can hear it really struggling. And I've went through a bunch of stuff already. So I've already went ahead and got the tank dropped down. And this is a behind bars race car tank, as you can tell. It's gonna have an air motive, or not an air motive, but a Magnafuel 4303 inside here. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this down. We're gonna take the top off of it, and we're gonna just check everything and make sure there's nothing wrong inside the tank real quick. All right, the tank is out of the car finally. As you see, this is the behind bars race car setup. He has got a hat that he made on this that way he can mount the Magnafuel inside the tank. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna send this pump off to Magnafuel. More than likely, I'm gonna call them and see what they can do about it. If they say it's completely junk, I need a new one. I'm gonna do something else. But if it isn't a whole lot to repair, we will be redoing the Magnafuel and trying it one more time before I upgrade. But if it is too much, we're gonna go ahead and step on up to the Aeromotive 5 gallon per minute variable speed driver, the new brushless setup. And I'm gonna see if I can mount it inside. Once I get this out, we'll see if there's a way I can mount it. I'm not sure if there is or not, but I'm hoping that there's a way I can mount the new Aeromotive pump inside this. That way I have plenty of fuel. All right, we got the housing out and we got the pump sitting over here. I did notice that right here where it's picking up at in the tank, it's awful close to the tank. It's almost like this is actually hitting the bottom of the tank. And if that is the case, it may be pushing too far down onto the tank bottom, and that might cause a little bit of fuel starvation issues. So I'm gonna have to figure something out with that and maybe call Behind Bars Race Car and see if he's ever had any issues. I'm sure he hasn't. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this pump off the housing right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and package this bad boy up and hit Magnafuel up on Monday and see what they say about it. Something's definitely wrong. It just really sucks because I've been struggling really hard to get this car to the track since we put the new Gen 5 on it, and everything is just fighting me really, really hard. And it's starting to become very irritating. And I know you guys, being car guys, you know how it is. You start working on something and it just keeps doing stuff like this. It just kills your motivation to want to even work on it, to even want to go do something, because you can't even get a little bit of enjoyment out of the car after you've done all that hard work, and everything just keeps coming right at you. But we're gonna hold in there. I'm gonna try to get everything working out, and we're gonna get this thing to the track before the end of summer. Hopefully really soon. Hopefully Magnafuel's got some really good information for me on that pump, and we can do that. I'm gonna go ahead and at least put a booster pump on that fuel pump just to make sure that I can get fuel, because I'm tired of having fuel issues. I just want to go to the track. Just like you guys, I just want to go track and beat the living hell out of the car and just, drive it into the ground. So before I let you go, I did already talk to Magnafuel today. They were super helpful, super nice, and they told me they don't typically charge any kind of labor, which I guess is normal for them. I've heard that from other people as well. They don't charge any labor when they work on these pumps. And I think these pumps are pretty well 100% rebuildable to brand new, is basically what I understand. And they are gonna fix the pump up, get it ready to rock and roll. I've already shipped it off. It'll probably take a couple of weeks to get done, maybe quicker, we'll see. But in the meantime, while I was talking to him, this right here goes in my hat for the top of the fuel system here on the fuel tank. And as you see this little hole there, zoom in, I drilled that out bigger on both sides because this is your that is your vent. And he said a lot of times on these behind bars race cars, these early model fuel tanks, which is, this is probably an early model because that was drilled really small. He said you need to drill them bigger because the pump needs more of a vent. And so that's what I'm doing right now. He suggested going to like, I think it was like a 1/4 inch. Was that what he said? Let me see here, I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, go to about a 1/4 inch hole on both sides and you should be ready to rock and roll. So I'm happy to report that Magnafuel, those guys are awesome. You know, I'm not getting paid to say that or anything of that nature. They're not cutting me no breaks or nothing. They were honest and upfront. They don't even know I have a YouTube channel. They don't even know I'm doing this video. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And here in a couple weeks, we ought to have everything back. We'll get the pump back in it. I'm also gonna go ahead and change out my fuel filter to a 25 micron, which is what they suggest to run with this pump, which he said is probably why I never had the fuel pressure that I was looking for to support the power that I'm at. Because he said if going from a 10 micron to a 25 micron, that I'm leaving, you know, 200 to 400 horsepower worth of fuel on the table. So that's a lot. So we'll get that changed over and everything should be exactly to the spec the way they want it. And we'll see what happens. So that's all I got for you guys. We'll talk to you later. Peace out. See ya.